Hey guys, this is Brian at Obedia, and I'm going to give you a quick tip today on how we can make use of automation on Master Effects on our master bus in Presonus Studio ONE digital audio workstation. Sometimes you will instantiate an effect on your master track in Studio ONE. In my case, I'm making use of some room reverb, as you can see here. And you don't want for that effect to be prevalent throughout the entirety of your mix. So there's a pretty quick way that we can handle that. Because the master track, if we take a look at our main out here in Studio ONE, you're going to notice that it doesn't show up as a available track in our arrange window here in Studio ONE. So we need to create a automation track in order to cause the automation to happen on any of our effects that we have open. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an automation track, and I'm going to do that by just right-clicking right here in the inspector half of my arrange window, and I'm going to select the option for add automation track. So now I have a new automation track. I can drag this to wherever I would like it to be. I'll go ahead and just leave it where it is for right now. And so now what I need to do is I need to choose what I would like to automate in this track. So I'm going to click where it currently states none, and I'm going to select add remove. This is going to bring up the automation dialog box, and this is where I can choose what automatable parameters I would like to add to this automation track. So I'm going to drill down here on the right hand side under main out. I'm going to go to inserts, and then you're going to notice that inserts room reverb is listed. Now if I had other inserts active here, they would also be listed if they have automatable features. So let's say that I would like to automate the bypass feature of the room reverb plugin. So all I need to do is click on bypass right here and then select add. This is going to add bypass to the automatable parameters for this automation track which I have created. I can select other parameters if I would like. In my case now, I'm all done, and I'm just going to go ahead and click close. So now I'm going to have this blue line right here, and this blue line I can change the color of by clicking on the little color selector box right here. We'll just make it red. This blue line is going to represent, in this case, the on-off feature of my reverb, which I currently have instantiated on my master track. Now, you can hear here that in what I have audio-wise, I was talking a little bit, and it's got reverb on it right now. So I don't want for reverb to be on the part of this waveform where I am talking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate turning my automation off. Now, all I need to do in this case, I already have it selected, but if you don't, click and select the pencil tool. And I'm just going to use the freehand tool. You can use anything that you would like. And all that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in a change here to this automation lane. So now what I've done, because automation bypass is really just on or off, it's essentially 1 or 0, I've now turned it off for any of the sections here where I have the automation line drawn upwards. And you can hear that now because my vocal where I'm talking is not going to have reverb on it. And today I'm going to do something that I've been wanting to fool around with. But then when I get to the portion here where I actually have drums, I want for these to all sound like they're in the same reverb room. And because of what I did just for quick mixing here, I just instantiate my reverb on the master track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the reverb back on right around where my drums come in here, and I'm just going to draw an automation line downwards. So now I've turned the automation bypass back on. Now, one other thing that you're going to want to make sure of here, if it doesn't automatically set, you want to select an automation mode, and you want to go with read. Read means that as your production plays back, the automation will be read, and any automation which you have drawn in will be read by the plugins that are automatable or any other features, and the automation will be used in your production. So now you'll be able to hear that I can keep the automation for the reverb on my drums. And if you want to hear what that sounds like without, I'll go ahead and just draw a little bit with the automation turned off right here. So you can hear the difference right there as I take the automation curve and I draw it either on or off, and that lets you hear just a little bit better with my drums actually overlaid onto it. Now, remember, you can automate a number of different parameters when you are automating by simply adding or removing any of the parameters which you would like to add, and you can keep track of all of them, of course, by making use of these little color coding keys that you have right here. So you can effectively automate nearly anything in Studio One and get really tight and precise with the automation control for your session as you move along. So I hope that you guys find this useful. As always, please keep in touch with me. My email is brian@obedia.com. Get me on Twitter at twitter.com/obediatutor and on Facebook at facebook.com/obediatutor. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep mixing, keep making music, and I will see you next tutorial. Take care.